Good morning and welcome to the Los Angeles City Council. Today is Wednesday, September 21st. I'm Neri Martinez, the President of the City Council. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Blumenfield.
Blumenfield present.
Bonin. Buscaino. Absent. Cedillo. Absent. De Leon. Harris Dawson. Absent. Hutt.
Present.
Koretz. Absent. Krikorian. Absent. Lee.
Present.
Martinez.
Present.
O'Farrell. Price.
Here.
Rahman.
Here.
Rodriguez.
Here.
10 members present and a quorum, Madam President.
First order of business.
Approval of the minutes of September 20th, 2022.
Ms. Hutt moves and Mr. Bonin seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Mr. De Leon moves and Ms. Rahman seconds. Next.
Madam President, items 1 through 6 are items for which public hearings have been held. Item 7 is an item for which public hearings, items 1 through 6 are items noticed for public hearing. Item 7 is an item for which public hearing has been held. Items 8 through 17 are items for which public hearings have not been held. Items 18 through 23 are items scheduled for closed session for which public hearings have been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, without objection, those items are now before us. Members, you wish to call any of these items special? Mr. Blumenfield?
Item 2 to move recommendation B, as in boy.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bonin. Any others, Mr. Blumenfield? Members, any other specials? Mr. Lee?
Item number 8 for a separate vote and item number 10 for comments.
Okay, so 8 for a separate vote, and 10 for comments. Thank you. Mr. Price?
Madam President, I'd like to recuse myself from items 11 and 12, please.
There's been a
Personal
request by
conflict.
Mr. Curran Price to recuse himself from items 11 and 12, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Members, any other specials? Okay, seeing no other specials, Madam Clerk, which are the available items for us to vote on?
Thank you, Madam President. There are cards on items 1 through 6 and 8 through 17. The council may now vote on item 7.
Okay, let's go ahead and open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, let's go ahead and move into public comment. I'm sorry, let's go ahead and take the closed session items. Those are items 18 through 23. Mr. Krikorian, would you like to speak to those items?
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, Budget and Finance has considered each of the closed session items and recommends approval of the City Attorney's recommendations to settle on number 18, 19, 20, and 23. And on items 22 and 21, the recommendation is to reject the settlement. Budget and Finance recommends approval of the City Attorney's recommendations on each of those matters. They can be taken up in open session unless members have questions.
Thank you, Mr. Krikorian. Members, are there any questions on closed session items 18 through 23? Seeing no one on the queue, Madam Clerk, would you like to read the information on each one of these items, please?
Thank you. For item 18 in the case entitled Claudia Villar versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $125,000 in settlement. For item 19 in the case entitled Stephen Gray versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $650,000 in settlement. For item 20 in the case entitled Farzana Mahboubian versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $175,000 in settlement. For item 21 in the case entitled Charf Lloyd et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to reject the offer of settlement. For item 22 in the case entitled Vincent Albano versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to reject the offer of settlement. For item 23 in the case entitled Shivani Balsaver and Shailani Sen versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $675,000 in settlement. Thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and prepare to vote on these items. Closed session items 18 through 23. Open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Okay, let's move on to public comment. Estela Suarez Hamilton. You signed up to speak on items 8 and 10 and general public comment. So we'll start with your items, please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Today's vote on items 8 and 10 determine whether to extend the COVID emergency as it was originally proclaimed and to maintain teleconference options according to AB 361. In regard to item 10, if an emergency order is originally based in pseudoscience, then it will always be based in pseudoscience and will be extended indefinitely until someone says, no more. I have experienced firsthand the ways that the leaders of our city will use this emergency order to develop legal subterfuges to segregate certain demographics and keep certain speakers out of live oral public comment. The Brown Act and AB 361 states there should be no conditions to fulfill as precedent to attend the city council meetings, and that everybody should have the opportunity to address the council members in real time. These meetings are violating the US Constitution. These pseudoscientific emergency orders must be rescinded immediately. For item 8, the requirement to hold live oral public comment to be only accessible in person while the city hall is still segregating its entrances is a violation of our First Amendment right to redress and freedom of expression. When the teleconference calls were getting too real, oftentimes the council president and many other council members would leave the council chambers to cower in the break room and avoid just hearing the people's speech. This is why freedom of speech is so valuable and why live oral public comment is necessary. During the teleconference calls, I witnessed elderly Spanish speakers being cut off before being offered translation. I watched people be cut off for not understanding the rules of speaking, and I've experienced my own comment be cut off and muted. Now for my general public comment. Just because the vaccine-proof ordinance doesn't single out skin color, doesn't diminish the force of the fact that these policies are sanctioned segregation. To paraphrase Pauli Murray when she equated the evil of sex discrimination with the evil of racism, the manifestations of racial prejudice have been more brutal than the more subtle manifestations of prejudice by reason of sex. In no way diminishes the force of the equally obvious fact that the rights of women and the rights of black people are only different phases of the fundamental, indivisible issue of human rights. As she stated all those years back, we are entering the age of human rights. We, the people, demand a redress of the most recent phase of segregation in our modern history. We demand an end to the discriminatory vaccine-proof ordinance. God bless America. Thank you for my time.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Gia Victor. Gia Victor. No one here with that name? The next speaker is Haley Rollins. Haley Rollins. No one here with that name? The next speaker is Kelly Clift. Kelly, you signed up to speak in general public comment.
Good morning, City Council. Kelly A. Cliff versus Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, etc. All. Page 4, lines 15 to 17. 1980 was my first meeting at USC, University of Southern California, in the Newman Center on campus. Father John Seymour, a priest from my church parish, attended the meeting. Page 5, lines 1 to 6. United States federal law provides for extended criminal penalties and a civil cause of action for acts performed as part of an ongoing criminal organization focused on racketeering. Allow leaders of syndicate to be tried for crimes they ordered others to do or assisted them in doing. Page 1, Walter R. Cliff, my father, murdered. Former City of Los Angeles employee for over 31 years. Walter Cliff, my father, murdered. Complaint, Los Angeles Police Department. Generalized traits, medical experiment, corruption, tensions, burglary, rapes in the sleep, banking crimes, medical experiments.
The next speaker is Arnold Sachs. Mr. Sachs, you're speaking on items 1 through 6, and then items 8 through 17, and your general public comment. Start with your items, please.
Good morning, Arnold Sachs. Number 1 refers to CEQA. It hasn't been updated since 1970. You have a California Environmental Act, you have a city environmental act, you have state environmental acts, none of which have been updated since 1970. Now, I know everybody's been real busy, but I can't figure out what the fuck you haven't been able to upgrade the city charter to upgrade CEQA acts, because you're not going green. Everybody else is going green. The president has allocated funds to go green. You're not doing that. So that's number 1. Number 8 is a state emergency. There's a city emergency. There's 13 football games being played next weekend. There's going to be at least 50,000 people in each one of those stadiums. Are they practicing social distancing? No. Are they wearing masks? No. Are they involved with a state or city emergency? Who enforces the law? Nobody. Who comes up with the mandate? Nobody. Is it the state health department? Is it a city health department? Is it a county health department? Is it a federal department? Which is it? Well, we don't know. Throw a dart. Play whack-a-mole. Number 13 refers to LAWA. But item number 4 refers to LAX. Oh, no, excuse me, it refers to LAX. But the 4th item in there refers to LAWA. So who's getting the money? LAX is the federal designation for the airport. LAWA is Los Angeles World Airport. There's an address 19700 South Vermont Avenue. That's part of Los Angeles World International Airport. That's not included. What the hell's going on? It's only public money. Number 17 refers to the citywide leasing program. They're leasing property at Los Angeles Police Department's South Traffic Division. Why are they leasing property for the South Traffic Division? Haas, property owner, leasing to the city? Why is that happening? Doesn't the city own the property that the police department sit on? What about the fire department? Doesn't the city own those properties? Number 11 refers to 2014 for the funding. That's 8 years now already. How much money are they going to spend on the airport? It's up to $1.8 billion.
I'm going to general, Mr.
Now, my public comment. Jessica Law for mayor. Are you going to go green or not? We still have a severe water shortage. Or maybe it rained when nobody was watching. Are you going to get the state, are you going to ask the state to stop taxing feminine hygiene products? Or you're just going to blow that off? Is it homelessness? Or is it homelessness? Or is it homelessness? Or is it homelessness? Which fucking program you got? James Hahn, when he's mayor, started a homeless program. What happened to the Obamacare program? Why don't you use that one? Oh, wait, that one was working. You had 15,000 people signed up. Oh, and let's not forget that you brought the KKK into the city council chambers. Mike Hunt dressed up as a grand wizard.
The next speaker is Dr. Truthbay. You're speaking on item 8, 11, 13, 15, and 16 in your general public comment.
Yes, actually, I submitted a request representing a community impact statement from Harbor Gateway Neighborhood Council. So I requested for Buscaino for 5 minutes.
So which item would that be related to?
Which item did you submit the impact statement for?
Do you have an agenda reflecting Harbor Gateway Neighborhood Council?
I don't think there are any
No, there-
items on
No,
this.
you don't. I'm
so-
requesting from Buscaino, because of an incident that
Oh.
happened at a bridge housing, I'm
So-
requesting for 5 minutes,
So no.
representing the Harbor Gateway Neighborhood
Dr.
Council.
that's
Truthbay,
not
let
on
the
Homeless
city attorney
committee.
explain how that works.
So we don't have that item on this agenda today, so you can't do that. So we're just going to give you 3 minutes for the items you signed up for.
Can you put it on Friday's agenda?
That's not my call, and the agenda's out already, so no. So
Can you put
please-
it on any agenda coming up?
So, Dr. Truthbay, look, you've got 3 minutes for the items that are on the agenda now that
So
you
I'm
signed
going
up
to
for.
ask the clerk's office, how do we put this on the
Go
agenda?
ahead. So we're going to start the clock. So if you would please talk about the items that are on the agenda that you signed
So
up for.
yesterday, Judy Moore, who came here August 23rd, a senior, was matched to a bridge housing in Beacon, where she's not familiar.
So, Dr. Truthbay,
Yesterday, she was standing outside the Imperial Bridge
So,
housing
Dr.
for 8
Truthbay-
hours. It's
Dr. Truthbay,
public comment, genius.
can we
Please
hold
don't
your time for a
interrupt me
second?
or start my time over.
So, Dr. Truthbay, it sounds like you're talking about what you wanted to, even though we just discussed it wasn't on the agenda. So why don't we just give you the minute of general public comment? You can talk about that all you want, okay? So we're going to give you a minute of general because you obviously don't want to talk about what's on the agenda. So go ahead.
I do. Okay. So you want to do the agenda items first?
But it seems
12
like you
and
don't want to
13.
talk. So do you actually want to talk about the agenda items? No, we're going to set you for 3 minutes for the agenda items. Please stick to the agenda items or we'll end your time and we'll give you the general public comment. So please begin. You said you wanted to talk about item, I think you said 12 and 13. Please go ahead.
Doing too much. Doing too much. 12
we're
and
gonna- we're
13.
gonna set you at 3 minutes.
Agenda 12 and 13, please. And I'm really disturbed about this whole atmosphere, so let me get down to it. LAX and LAWA both have major investments in incarceration. So these contracts that you have with Delta, a Delaware company, and LAWA, how much portion is going into the prisons that's right next door too? You don't even serve them 3 hots in a cot, as you say. Some of them don't even get fed. My own son, as I told you, that you got in Twin Towers, for whatever reason, doesn't even get a meal, and I have to pay for his food inside. So these major contracts, LAX and LAWA, that's disproportionately putting black and brown families behind bars that have an investment in the prison system, I'm going to ask you to diverge that and at least give them some food. Give them a library, a working computer, a clock on the wall so they can know what time it is.
So
Just a few things
so
that
we seem to be-
LAX contracts and LAWA contracts can include,
So-
since the jail system is right
Seems
next
like we
door.
aren't really talking about the
Okay?
contracts at issue.
So let me move forward to general public
Okay, thank you.
comment. So Judy Moore was waiting outside for 8 hours at Imperial Bridge Housing, waiting for a LASA referral. That never happened. When I went there, found out that Christy and 2 of her staff members threatened to have Judy removed. She was supposed to be matched there, Buscaino. She was supposed to be matched there. And she ended up at the hospital in Martin Luther King after 8 hours. And Dennis Gleason did help Judy when she came in August 23rd. So why is LASA matching someone all the way in Long Beach? I don't understand this matching process. I don't understand why you keep holding on to LASA. I don't care how annoyed you see when I'm standing up here. I have to go home to take care of my care recipients. I don't call them clients. I don't call it case management. It's called care. And when you guys don't fund the projects that I'm sending to you, you make my job harder. So now Judy ends up in the hospital, and she's not in bridge housing when there's 6 beds available. They couldn't put her in the bed. They let her outside for 8 hours.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Truthbay. Okay. Dr. Truthbay, you're disrupting the meeting. Please sit down. Please sit down.
Next speaker is Jason Reedy. Jason Reedy. Jason, you signed up for items.
So hang on one second. Dr. Truthbay, please stop disrupting the meeting so the next speaker can speak.
Jason, you signed up for items 15 and 17 in general public comment.
Correct. All right, so I know this council lights up for white supremacy every chance it gets, so I wasn't surprised to see the mayor wanted to illuminate City Hall to honor Queen Elizabeth. It had to be Joe Buscaino leading this motion. We all know he's in the business of honoring small white supremacists from Queen Elizabeth to Branmere to Benito Mussolini. I would need hours upon hours to detail the evil of Queen Elizabeth, but I'll touch on what she did in my part of the world, East Africa. We know about the repression of the Mau Mau Rebellion, resulting in the death of 90,000 Kenyans, the castration, rape, execution, electrocution, and starvation of many that the British took hostage. The Queen supported the indiscriminate murders of civilians in Yemen in 2022, just like she did in 1962. British bombs laying waste to children, weddings, and funeral processions, and to generations of families. Why don't we ask constituents from Grenada, Jamaica, or Nigeria, or India how they feel about the Queen? Let's have Garcetti or Buscaino foot the bill for this one instead of the city. Why would this council choose to fund the commemoration of a war criminal, a colonizer, and a racist? Item 17, I am against the continued use of this property by the LAPD. Since 1989, this property has essentially been used as an LAPD military base in a black community. We know from the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition Automating Banishment report that this property was in a laser zone, one in which LAPD units terrorized the community during what they called data-driven missions. What this property has been used for is the perpetual surveillance and patrols in an effort to harvest more data on people who lived or worked in the area, including license plates, social media accounts, email addresses, social security numbers, identifying marks, and more, all part of their LAPD databases. All this data increased the future harm of the individuals that live in those communities at the hands of the police. But this also has deadly consequences for our people. Look no further than Roshario Mack and Riddell Jones, who were killed by the LAPD not far from this base. This money funds stop and frisk on wheels. It funds harm. It funds violence. So don't give any money to this fucking thing. Public comment, Heather Hutt. Are you familiar with a black mother by the name of Charlotte Blackwell? Just like you, her son was a victim of gun violence. Jermaine Pettit, an unarmed black man, was shot in a drive-by shooting by LAPD Sergeant Brett Hayhoe, and the son of LAPPL Director Gerarda Sandoz, Daryl Glover. I know black people can't count on Marquise to say anything since he seems more interested in posting his Wordle scores than speaking on LAPD shootings, so it'd be great to have you call this out. Marquise, this shooting happened in your district, and not a peep from you. You went to Roscoe's and sent your sympathy to the workers who witnessed the shooting of PNB Rock. But what about the children who witnessed Jermaine being shot down? What do you think they experienced seeing the blood stain on that street weeks after? What about the terror it brings them every time an LAPD pig passes by them? And finally, Emperor Palpatine, KKK Kerkorian. We ran up on your buddy Will Jones Jr. at Notre Dame High School a couple weeks back. Valentina didn't get to go to high school, so why does your buddy get to coach high school football? No comment on that. We still remember Valentina Oriana Peralta and will still fight for justice in her name. Enough.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Andrew Grapner. Andrew, you signed up to speak on items 8, 9, 10, and 15, and general public comment. Start with your items, please.
All right, so item 8 seems to be related to whether we're going to keep doing in-person meetings or virtual ones or whatever. I think that all city council meetings, both the regular meetings as well as the committee meetings, should be on a hybrid model where people can come to City Hall and give public comment in person if they so choose. But if anyone just doesn't have time to come to City Hall or doesn't feel comfortable due to COVID or other reasons, then people can also call into the City Council meeting and give public comment that way. Coming to City Hall at times can be very inconvenient. When I come here to City Council, I usually have to leave by around like 7:30 or so to get here in time to get here, argue with the LAPD officers who are going to claim that City Council isn't meeting even though it is, and then come up and sign up for public comment. That does mean I have to leave pretty early in order to go do that, and it takes up a lot of my day. So it can be inconvenient to do so, and calling in can make that easier. Now, items 9 and 10 are related to the state of emergencies for COVID and monkeypox. We should keep both of those state of emergencies in effect so that we can continue that allows us to do better funding and such. I mean, despite what the president said this weekend, COVID is still serious, it's still a pandemic. We need to keep treating it as such, and it's the same with monkeypox. Item 15, I think it is related to giving funding towards celebrating the Queen. Now that's interesting because that Nuri put that item up because you seem to be aspiring to be a queen yourself by appointing people to city council without enough input from the district, or otherwise just trying to limit public comment. And meanwhile, there's little recognition in that item to valid concerns about the Queen's actions towards colonialism or other issues that the Queen has had. You can go ahead and send me to general public comment.
Okay, thank you.
Give him his 1 minute of general public comment.
All right, so, looks like there's some people here today. I don't know. It does seem like that we have a lot of staffers on the floor who are just, and the people come and the council members who all chat with your staffers during public comment instead of actually listening to people giving public comment. Maybe we should finish all those conversations before the meeting starts or continue them afterwards. I also see regularly staffers coming around like passing stuff out to the council members. That also should, during public comment, that also should happen sometime else during the meeting or before or after the meeting. You all should be listening to public comment. So we need to try to get a quieter atmosphere on the floor so that people can listen. You can all listen to public comment.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Maria Palangian. You signed up for general public comment.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Maria Palangian. I'm the founder and CEO of Globify, a leading marketing agency in the nation positively impacting communities through smart city takeovers. Smart city takeovers are marketing campaigns where we partner larger brands and the government sector with local communities using emerging technologies. Recent campaign was Ram Ballet, where we partnered a local women business organizations to create awareness and encourage women business owners to register on Ram Ballet. Another example is instead of spending our clients huge advertising budgets on traditional and digital marketing, we partner brands with local businesses. This community-centered approach makes a positive impact by driving revenue into the local economy. Now, I'm not here to shine a light on our smart city takeovers. I'm here to learn what your district needs are and see how our smart city takeovers can help you. An example would be to use our auto clients' budgets to provide charging stations to your districts. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that concludes public comment for today's meeting. Madam Clerk, let's go ahead and vote on items 1, items 3 through 6, item 9, and items 13 through 17. Let's go ahead and open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Let's move on to Mr. Buscaino.
Item 2, forthwith, please. Item 2.
There's been a request by Mr. We haven't voted on that yet. That's next, sir.
6, rather. Item 6.
You want 6?
Thank you.
To go forthwith?
Please. Thank you.
Okay, without objection. Let's move on to item number 2. Let's go ahead and vote on item number 2 as amended by Mr. Blumenfield. Open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Let's move on to item number 8. This was a request to have a separate vote by Mr. John Lee. Let's open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
12 ayes, 1 no.
Okay, let's move on to item numbers 11 and 12. There's been a request by Mr. Price to recuse himself on both items, 11 and 12. Okay, let's go ahead and open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the vote.
12 eyes.
Okay, let's move on to item number 10. There was a request by Mr. Lee to make comments on this item.
Thank you, Madam President. I called item 10 special on behalf of Councilmember Buscaino.
Oh, you didn't call it special? You called it special for Mr. Buscaino?
On item 8, we were looking at doing
No, this is item 10.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, on item 10, we were looking at an amending motion after further discussion with your office. Madam President, we're going to do a standalone motion. Okay, so we can proceed on item 10.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote on this item. He is going to introduce a different motion on this item. We worked it out, Mr. Krikorian. We're going to vote on this item now. Mr. Krikorian, Mr. Buscaino has agreed to introduce this as a standalone. The clerk will make that change as a standalone motion, as opposed to an amendment. So let's go ahead and prepare to vote on item number 10. Open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
10 ayes, 3 noes.
Okay, what's before us now?
Madam Clerk, Madam President, Council has motions for posting and referral. Council has motions for posting and referral.
Those are posted and referred. Members, are there any announcements? Mr. Harris Dawson.
Today is September 21st. I want to congratulate the City of Los Angeles for being the first city to declare September 21st Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. Today, Earth, Wind, and Fire is in Chicago, where the City of Chicago is declaring September 21st Earth, Wind, and Fire Day in the City of Chicago. So it's sweeping the nation.
Any other announcements? Can you see no other announcements? Can we all rise for adjourning motions? And I will start with Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, I ask that we adjourn in the memory of Sam Reiner. Sam was born on January 3rd, 1924 in Chicago, Illinois, one of 6 children. Just 2 days after his 19th birthday, Sam decided to join the United States Marine Corps, and he valiantly served our country during the Second World War. He received a Purple Heart medal not once, but twice, for wounds he suffered during the Battle of Cape Gloucester and the Battle of Peleliu. Following his service, Sam moved to Sunland in 1949. He was known to love the rural nature of Sunland and operated C&R printers for over 60 years. As someone who loved to dance, he was a member of the Valley Trailers Square Dancing Club in Northridge. For roughly 40 years, Sam was also an active member of the Verdugo Hills Hebrew Center. On a more personal note, he married Lillian Reiner in 1986. They were together for 60 years until her passing in 2006. Sam found love again on his 89th birthday, marrying Donna Thanstrom. He passed away peacefully in his beloved Sunland on July 22nd. Up to the very end, Sam remained thankful for the care provided by staff at the New Vista Health Care Center. Sam is survived by his wife Donna, his 3 children, Sandy, Leon, Susan Stalcup, and Roger Reiner, as well as his many grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. Sam was honored here by this council as one of my selected Veterans of the Year. I first met Sam and Donna, 4 years ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago, when they were attending the Armenian Cultural Festival on Commerce Avenue. And when I was asking and inquiring about their history in Sunland, and when he introduced me to his wife Donna, who took incredible care of him, he was smitten in love and said, "Oh, we're newlyweds." And they just exuded such adoration for one another. It was a beautiful thing to be in their presence. And Sam and Donna have been really treasured friends. And while this adjournment is belated, it's nonetheless still very heartbreaking to know that yet again we've lost another member of our greatest generation. And thank you, Sam Reiner, for your service and your love of country and community. May your memory be a blessing.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Any other adjourning motions to my right? Adjourning motions to my left? Seeing no other adjourning motions, our meeting is adjourned.